Hi there. So I guess we're in the second week of this shutdown, and I think one of the highest quality things we can do is some deep diving into something that interests us but we've been putting off. Remember an early quote about going deep from Pirsig, and this is from Chapter 1 of Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. The stream of national consciousness moves faster now and is broader, but it seems to run less deep. The old channels cannot contain it, and in its search for new ones there seems to be growing havoc and destruction along its banks. Then later on he says, some channel deepening is called for. Also, I mentioned that book, The Glass Bead Game by Hermann Hesse, where orders of monks decided to do just that, and they did it in spades. They rediscovered the deep study of human knowledge, specifically pattern-oriented knowledge such as music and math, until they were able to play an all-encompassing, infinitely complex game using these patterns, to the point it was like a religion. It's a great metaphor for what we could achieve with intention. The point is that if you have time, which you have now, and the intention, which is of course where the work is, you can really increase the richness of your experience in life. So here's a high quality suggestion inspired by that great quote for using this time during the coronavirus situation. Find something you really want to know more about and study it. You have time. Maybe read a book on the topic. We don't read whole books much these days, and you miss a lot by trying to get it all from a TED Talk. So think about it. Without some of the things we do on the outside world, let's just say, you've got an average of about 2 or 3 extra hours a day. Now, I understand some people are taking care of others, and some people have kids at home, and kudos to them. I understand that this is actually resulting in less time for some people. So I'm not trying to rub it in or anything, and we do appreciate the work you're doing. But for most of us, we do have an average of about 2 or 3 hours a day, if you factor in not commuting and not going to the store so much and not doing many of the chores that you do on the outside. So if you spent that time reading, you'd finish a pretty thick book a week, but you can use this time any way you like. This space is a high quality thing, meaning the space of time, and pertaining to sailing, Feeder's remarks on the value of space in the first chapter of Lila. I think what we're buying with these boats is space, nothingness, emptiness, huge sweeps of open water, and sweeps of time with nothing to do. That's worth a lot of money. You can hardly find that stuff anymore, and that's very true. We can hardly find this kind of time anymore, and this might be the last chance we have for a long time. So let me just share with you my way of going deep, and it's in conjunction with reading Lila. And it's really to get into the MOQ.org, which is the site I've mentioned, where a great variety of people discussed the MOQ and Lila in a forum. And this page, the MOQ.org, is rather an archive, and it is about, a lot of the material in there is about 20 years old. This forum has years and years of people talking about Pirsig, and I realized, I know it's kind of odd, I haven't gone to that, but I realized at one point when I started this channel that I had to really stop trying to understand everything all at once, try to stop understanding the metaphysics of quality as articulated in Lila until I really understood what Pirsig was saying in Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. Thus, that was that whole reading project. But when I think about it, I would have gotten there a lot sooner if I hadn't had to navigate going from one place to another, being in the office and running errands. And now with this space opened up to actually go deeper in this, I'm spending a lot more time with Pirsig than I was. And what's really great is to go back in time in the MOQ.org and listen to the voices that, speaking to me so intimately now. They felt the same way I do. For example, listen to this from a member. I believe that eventually Pirsig will be recognized and elevated to the stature of such giants as Aristotle, logic, Galileo and Kepler, scientific method, Newton, classical physics, Darwin, evolution, Einstein, relativity, and Bohr, quantum physics. Well, that's a tall order, but, the sentiment is there. But recognition will be slow in coming because so many have so much invested for so long in the subject-object, mind-matter, observer-observed, noumenal, phenomenal, soul-body worldview. So listen to what he says in that last line of the worldview we have invested so much in for so long. That's exactly what we're talking about in this corner. And what we're talking about in this corner and in broader corners for certain, even off the level of Sam Harris and Jordan Peterson, which I often mention as a paradigm for for this shift in focus. It's how to update our mode of perceiving reality to incorporate a more holistic understanding. It's a shift in metaphysics. So I'm really enjoying this project with the MOQ, with people who are thinking and talking about the same thing 20 years ago. Now it's becoming much more timely. There's a lot of temptation in an anxiety-provoking time such as this to get some quick dopamine hits all day long, and you can do that. You can use your time to go shallow and to keep up with the whole Instagram thing, and become obsessed with Facebook and become obsessed with every single time a clip is released about the coronavirus and all this other stuff. Or you can make this time count. So what is the more high quality choice? I think the one that makes things better. High quality choice is always the one that makes things better. We never know exactly what it is, but we know it when we're doing it, when we're feeling it, when we're really paying attention to quality. So go deep. This is a rare opportunity to do so. Use this low quality situation where biology is pushing its way into our world uninvited to cultivate some high quality. So I hope that made sense, and I will see you next time.